Music production, audio recording, mixing, mastering. It can be very confusing. There's a lot to learn out there. I'm self-taught. I've been working at this for 20 odd years, and to this day I still learn something new about every time that I sit down at my computer. So today's video will be on 10 music production tips. Welcome to the Social Disconnection Productions YouTube channel. My name is Patrick. Today I will be giving you 10 of my tips for music production. These are in no particular order and they are not a top 10 list, so I may be doing more of these types of videos in the future. Some of the things that I will be covering I have seen on other videos and a couple of them I have not. So if you stick around, you might learn something new that'll help you in your journey. Let's get right into it. I cannot stress this one enough. You do not want to be working a number of hours on a mix and getting it right, and then your computer quits out, or your program bugs up, or you have a power short, or some other problem that you don't foresee causes you to lose all of your work. Save often. A number of DAWs have autosave features. Go ahead and use that. You need to give your ears breaks. The general rule is for every couple of hours that you work, take 10, 15, 20 minutes of break time for your ears. Listening to music at long intervals of time slowly deteriorates your ear's ability to listen properly. It'll make it difficult to mix. It'll make it difficult to hear your stereo field. What I like to do after I've been working for a while is just go outside and go for a walk, or go to a room where there's not anything happening, put in some earplugs, do something to give your ears a break. It's a good idea to have reference to other types of music that have been professionally mixed. What I like to do is just take a professionally mixed song and drop it right into the program that I'm working on. That way I can see exactly how the levels compare to what I'm doing. Before you start mixing, listen to music that you like. It's a great way to train your ear so that your mixes sound comparable. And also not only listening to the music that you like, but listen to a couple of tracks from genres that you don't typically listen to, just in order to compare how things sound. Doing this will greatly improve the way that your mix sounds overall. This is something that I really like to do if I've been working on a song for a long time and I'm at the leveling period. I'll turn the mix down where it's almost inaudible, extremely low. Doing so will allow me to hear if there's a specific track that's much louder that'll stand out a lot more at a lower level. It's also really beneficial to do this in order to get your stereo field mixed out right. If you're not already doing this, seriously give it a try. It will help you make your mix more smooth before you start layering on effects and compressors, just to get the preliminary mix leveled properly. It is very valuable to solo a track so that you can get the EQ right, or so you can get the sound how you want it to sound. However, you need to keep in mind that the overall goal of mixing is the sound of the total song. All of the elements need to sound good together. Making each individual track sound great by themselves is good. However, in the end, the listener isn't hearing each individual track. They'll be hearing the whole song as a unit. Try not to spend too much time with any track soloed, because you want it to sound good as part of the unit. But I'll use reverb as an example. When I'm building my reverb for a specific track, I like to turn the wet mix all the way up, so I'm only hearing the reverb. Get it dialed into how I want it to sound in an extreme version, and then I'll back it almost all the way off and then bump it up slowly till it sounds right in the mix. Again, as I said in number 5, you don't want to rely on this and do it too often. I have found that doing this helps me make a more natural sounding reverb and a more authentic sounding room in that mix. It's interesting how looking at what you're doing can affect how the mix sounds. So while you're doing your mix, especially after you make a lot of large adjustments, close your eyes and listen to how it sounds without any visual stimulus. After I've made an effect, for example an EQ, on a track, what I'll do is close my eyes and then click that effect on and off a whole bunch of times to where I've lost track of whether it is on or off. And then with my eyes remaining closed, I will switch it on and off, listening only to hear if it sounds better without knowing whether or not the effect is actually on or off, just to see if what I have done is make the mix better or make the mix worse. So don't let your visual stimuli interfere with what your ears need to be doing. Research everything that you're doing. You should be devoting some of your time away from mixing to learn how to mix better. This is especially true for people like me that are entirely self-taught. The resources are out there. Whatever program you're using, there are tutorials online that you can watch. Learn about EQing, learn about what different effects do, and learn how the program you're using can be used. It's important to learn what you should and should not do. There are steadfast rules, for example, about which frequencies should be boosted and which frequencies should be cut for pretty much any instrument that exists out there. It's important to know these things. And like I said in the last one, you need to research and learn. However, just as important is breaking those rules from time to time and experimenting and being willing to try things that you, quote unquote, should not be doing. If you want to make compelling music and if you want to change the landscape or the face of the music industry, you're not going to do it by only doing exactly what you're supposed to do or by doing what the rules dictate. Try new things, experiment, and be willing to fail in order to experiment. Have fun. That's why you're doing this. That's why we do this, because music should be fun. If you're finding yourself frustrated or having a difficult time with the mix and just really not enjoying the work that you're doing, stop. Because if you are not having fun and if you don't enjoy it, then the listener's not going to like it. They're not going to enjoy it either. The overall goal of music is to create an emotion. And if you're hating what you're doing, then the emotion that you're going to be creating is not a good one. So have fun. And that does it. Thank you for watching this whole way. Subscribe if you liked it. Hit the bell if you subscribe. And let me know in the comments if you've heard these things before, if you heard anything new, if there's any of these things that you do when you're recording, let me know in the comments. Oh, as a side note, the song that I'm working on should be done this Tuesday. So come back to my channel then. Or if you hit the notification bell when you subscribe, you'll get notified. Thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.